more than one and the same because both words same. Oh man, I just messed up, but we live.
That's all right. Well, it's all right. I
Yeah,
got you,
yeah,
pimping. I got you,
yeah,
pimping.
yeah,
Yeah. What up, good people? Welcome to Cake Crumbs and
yeah.
Cheese. We here doing what we do. Two good-looking brothers from two different perspectives on life, shooting the shit, and always laughing, mincing no words, speaking our minds, and sharing what we know with you. Can't guarantee you'll agree with everything we say, but you'll always leave with a trail of cake crumbs, leading you right to that good old cheese. What's up, brothers? What's up?
What's going on? We got a very special guest, and maybe I had some of his product or what he advocate for. That's why I messed up. We got Leo Bridgewater in the business in the building. Leo, please introduce yourself, brother.
Man, what's good, fellas? I'm Leo. Hi, everybody. I'm Leo Bridgewater, National Director of Veterans Outreach with Minorities for Medical Marijuana and partner of Heart Community Capital. We actually invest in uh, minority-owned, veteran-owned businesses within the cannabis space, going from retail all the way to cultivation. So I'm excited to be here. Glad to see you guys, and I'm here to talk all things cannabis
I
and
love it.
and consume while we do it.
There it is. There it is. Puff, puff. Don't forget
Like
to
I said, I
pass.
don't even smoke, but it must have been coming through your computer.
It's
I just be
I
contact.
did
checking,
It's
but
blow.
contact.
I did
yeah.
blow on the camera. I sure did.
I
You got
That messed my
contact like
whole
a
intro
bug.
up. That's the first time I messed up the live intro, man. But
Wait. So the first time you mess up your live intro was when I was on the show after
yep,
I blew smoke in the camera.
yep, yep,
Oh god,
yep, yep.
oh hell. We ain't gonna never have
So
Leo back on here again.
it's all good though, baby. It's all good. So
I
what's
asked
go?
first. I asked if I could smoke first. I
You
asked. I
did.
said, "Can I burn?"
You can burn. You can burn. No stress. No stress.
You did ask that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So Leo, what's going on? So where's home base for you, Leo? For the people that don't know.
So home base for me is where I was born and raised, which is Trenton, New Jersey, the capital city of New Jersey. I've only been back home going on 8 years now. No, 7 years. This year makes seven. Prior to that, I'd spent the last 20. I spent 20 years of that during my time in. I went to college in North Carolina, and then um, I did multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan as both a soldier and a contractor. And
Okay.
so I ended up making once I was finished with my military career, I came back. I came back to the States. My mother passed away, which brought me back up to Jersey. And I met my wife, my now wife, and decided to stay in Jersey. Come back home after being gone for 22 years, and that's how I started on this journey with cannabis advocacy. I have, you taxpaying citizens are at 22 veteran suicides a day. It's 5 a week
Mm.
here in New Jersey. And so for me, I have multiple friends who've attempted suicide and were successful. And so knowing that it's a quality of life issue when it comes to cannabis legalization, especially with my friends, how could I not fight? And that's how a lot of people who got in this industry, started off. Either something happened to them or somebody they love, and that's a completely different kind of motivation. Almost can't be bought off and easily reasoned with. And so, and when I fight for this, that's why I go hard. I come from that perspective, and it's just different.
Gotcha. Repeat the suicide numbers. That's crazy. What
It's
was
22 veteran suicides a day,
Mm.
and listen, we now have, and that's the number they settled on. It's actually more than that. That's just the number they settled on. And we now have more Vietnam veterans who have come home and committed suicide than actually died in the war. And we passed that number years ago.
Wow.
And
wow?
so, like, when I tell you, Like, yo, they for real are passing those pills out at the VA like it's candy. It's no joke. Yo, Bert, they mailing them to us now.
Oh wow.
That's how bad it is.
Wow.
They mail us the pills now.
Jeez Louise.
That's
Yeah,
how
because
bad
before
it
you had
is.
to get a medical card, go in. You know, it was a whole bunch of rigmarole just to, you know, that says a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Like people don't like. I think that like I be telling people like, yo, like that suicide shit is real. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's real, no joke. You know what I'm saying? And it's when you look at like the pills, like when you see how they're passing oxycontin. I had
All the other opioids, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Or just not
you know what
other,
I'm saying?
but opioids
Yup,
in general.
yup. Now here's the thing, right? This is when you're talking about, especially like with what it is that I do, cannabis legalization, right?
Mm-hmm.
States that have comprehensive medical marijuana programs, right? They're not only seeing a drop in the number of opioid abuse and addiction incidences, but what they're also seeing is a significant drop in the number of scripts that are being written.
Okay.
Now, when you talk about cannabis legalization, especially in New Jersey, you 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 fucking with three types of money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first type of money you fucking with is old money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pharmaceutical industry, and
Mm-hmm.
they've been operating in this state for generations.
Absolutely.
The second type of money you fucking with is long money.
Yep.
That would be the alcohol industry, and they've been operating for generations. Look at the way people are turning when it comes to cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things about cannabis legalization is people kind of like move off of that beer type stuff. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Then the third type of money you messing with is big money.
Okay.
And that would be the prison industrial complex.
Mm.
Now, New Jersey at one point was averaging 32,000 arrests a year for low-level, non-violent, minor possession of cannabis. 80% of those arrests are people who look like us, y'all.
I believe
New
that.
Jersey has the largest racial disparity of incarcerated citizens in the country.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
Damn,
New Jersey
I
was
didn't know that.
spending about $145 million a year, which is why when it comes to the prison industrial complex, their favorite uh, inmate is the cannabis consumer. We're less likely to be violent. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if someone, the cannabis consumer in jail, they went to jail because they fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
They
But
did
they didn't
some grimy
kill
shit.
nobody. It was just a fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And so you figure to get to 32,000 arrests a year, and understand something too. There was another, and this is all based off of the 2018 ACLU's arrest report. So there's, all you got to do is just Google these things that I'm telling you, and you will see. And matter of fact, if you pull that arrest report out and you look at page 52, you'll see this because I'm on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm quoted in that. Yeah. So I just realized that. Told you I was hot. I'm good. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
but there was also another report that was released as well, and it showed the use of force rate in New Jersey.
Mm.
And you and I, people who look like us, make up 80% of the use of force rate in the state of New Jersey as well.
I can believe.
So not only so not only do they like locking us up for this shit, but they also like beating us here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to understand, the intentional targeting and tormenting people in communities of color is a thing in this state. Okay? It's a
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't get to 32,000 arrests a year, largest racial disparity of incarcerated citizens. You don't get to that by happenstance. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to that by, no, that take a while. You know what I'm saying? That take a while, and it takes help. And a lot of the people whose watch this happened on are still in the state house.
Yeah, I believe it.
They still in there, okay? These people are still there. A lot of reputations were made off of this being illegal. A lot of careers, a lot of things were done. Were a lot of things were happening to make this, to keep it as it was. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you have that same problem nationwide. It's not just New Jersey.
That's why I love being in the position that I'm in, because all you got to do is just take everything that I said and just delete the word New Jersey and then write in your own city and state, and you're pretty much saying the same
thing. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's beautiful about it. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is just change a few things, add your own little hot sauce to the story. You know what I'm saying? However you gonna do.
Well, I'm excited to, get into like the details about the cannabis program, particularly in New Jersey, because, you guys are making leaps and bounds when it comes to infrastructure and, and also setting the bar for the rest of the states to follow, even surpassing, some of the things that have already been done in other places. They haven't been done as well as they have been done in New Jersey. But before we get to that, I want to go back to the medicinal use of, cannabis and marijuana and talk about like the effects of, coming home, man, coming home from war, coming home from, tours. And, I don't want to label it PTSD because, nobody likes a label, but can you kind of, you've had extensive tours and,
right.
Can you speak on that and how it helps you in a sense, to not necessarily cope, but just, come back to some sense of normalcy?
Absolutely. So first things first, update. It's PTS now. Take the D out.
Okay.
Yep,
all right.
That's new. That's new.
That is new.
Yeah. We say, and you have to understand we're learning. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be, and so there's a couple of things as it relates to like in terms of, for me, what cannabis has allowed me to do. And for those of you who don't, let me just be clear. Cannabis and marijuana, okay? We don't say marijuana because it's actually a negative connotation. It's a racial slur. You know what I'm saying? It was used to describe Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? It used to have an H. It used to be marijuana. You know what I'm saying? And then they over time they dropped the H and it's marijuana. You know what I'm saying? But it's sort of kind of like you remember how Washington Redskins?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Marijuana and Redskins are the same thing. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Cannabis is the actual correct term.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I still say a lot of times I'm forced to still have to say marijuana in order for people to keep up with what I'm saying. You keep saying marijuana, then you say cannabis. I don't know which is which. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
You could just break out, start singing, Rick James. Mary Jane.
Yep. Or you could just say weed.
It is true too. Yes.
Weed, everybody know what that is.
Like,
okay. So that's where we're at right now. So with that being said, from and understand those of us who are about this life and everything, we all say all consumption is medicinal. We do not make the distinction. If you talk to those people who say they recreationally consume cannabis, if you go beyond the how, the why, the when, they actually sound like patients. They just don't know it.
Gotcha.
So those of us who are truly about that life, we subscribe to the idea, to the fact that all consumption is medicinal. You know what I'm saying? the other thing as well is that there's this. You remember we were talking about the pills, and the way you're at 22 veteran suicides a day. It's 5 a week in New Jersey. You taxpaying citizen, you know what I'm saying, and so what they do is, and I said this, they pass those pills out at the VA like it's candy.
Yeah.
And now it's so bad that they in a lot of cases they're mailing them to us now. They do that now. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many, and it's a thing. Now here's the thing. The veteran population is just a microcosm of what's happening nationwide as well. Especially when for us here, one of the things I was able to do was I testified in Senate committee to have post-traumatic stress as added as a qualifying condition to the New Jersey medical marijuana program. And in 2016, then Governor Chris Christie signed our bill into law, S2345, making PTS the first mental health qualifying condition to be added to the medical marijuana program. Everything else was a physical element. We've since expanded even more under Governor Murphy. We have anxiety. We have so many things. So when you start to look at it, and I want to focus on PTSD or PTS now, because that's the one condition that you think is just, at one point you used to think it was just a veteran only thing, but Bert, you and I, we all both know, all three of us know, you can go from one end of Stuyvesant Avenue to the other and you can have PTSD. So
Yeah. For those that don't know what Stuyvesant Avenue, do the Google in New Jersey.
Please do, because you
Trenton,
praying the whole way there that you make it to the end. Okay, the other end.
Yeah. For everybody that don't know, that's listening, that's not from New Jersey, not from Trenton, New Jersey, just do the Google Maps joint. And go down that road
in Rosemont. No, thank you. Hoffman Avenue. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's nah, we good. But you that's all you got to do. But that's a qualifying condition.
Wow.
And truth be told, and let's keep it all the way 100. You know what I'm saying? The whole world qualifies for a medical marijuana card just off of PTSD, post-traumatic stress COVID.
I mean, that's true.
So that's the thing now.
Think about what happened during the lockdown and everything like that. I mean, you had people who were locked in with their abusers. You know what I'm saying? At one point, we were a non-essential business. Then we became an essential business. You know what I'm saying? People need to have their medicine. Shout out to the black market for floating the shit out of this state during that time. Because an ounce never went below above 50. I mean, like went above 50 for me. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it was. And so what's required of us, you know what I'm saying, is a fundamental understanding of where we are as a people at this time in time. And first things first, as a people, we are not time appropriate in that fundamental understanding of this plant or this industry. In my business, everyone knows the number one hardest group of people to talk to about this is Black church people.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because
so high and mighty.
People don't realize how conservative Black church people really are. They don't. They still say devil's lettuce and gateway drug and
They call it not weed, reefer. They still be saying reefer something.
Reefer, yup. They still say that.
Wow.
Wacky tobacco. You know what I'm saying?
You said tobacco.
Wacky tobacco.
So quick question for you related to something you said about you testifying in front of state senate or state congress. Tell the people how, because our people also are less likely to vote. Tell people why you think tell people why they should or should not vote. I think I know where you're going, but tell me if they should or should not. Tell the people why they should or should not vote in your opinion.
Well, as a veteran, you know what I'm saying? I am a protector of the realm. You know what I'm saying? I want all things what's best for the realm. You know what I'm saying? That is what taking
Hold
the
on, real
oath.
quick. We got an echo. Is that you, Bert?
That's me. Sorry, I was moving my mic. My apologies. Go for it. I'm
Oh
good.
man, you be
Okay.
live, brother. Be live.
I know.
Don't. Hey, Leo, don't blow any more smoke because he never did this before either.
Wow. Wow. You should have never told me that. Now I want now you know what I'm saying? Okay.
We tapping into a
So
new industry over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You said
hey,
That scratch and sniff on the screen. You
Yeah. That's funny.
know?
I'm just saying. All I'm saying, I'm just saying, if you leave it up to me, you know what I'm saying, we all be, you know what I'm saying, burning something, smelling a good thing. But let me go back. Let me go back. What
Yeah,
was the
protector
question
of the
again?
realm. Protector of you say you
Oh,
the protector of the realm.
I'm a
So why
protector of
people
the
should?
realm. So my
Yeah.
politics are dictated by what's best for the realm. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Explain the realm. Explain the realm for people to people.
So I just said this to a politician the other day. I asked her. I said, "Who are you most loyal to? Are you loyal to the capital city of New Jersey, or are you loyal to the people of the capital city?" And she said, "I'm loyal to the people." And I said, "Okay, that's the difference between me and you." You know what I'm saying? Because when you're like, for me, you know what I'm saying, if you're if you as a protector of the realm, my politics are dictated by what's best for the realm. If you stay disciplined to that, at times it'll put you in alignment with the people, and other times it'll put you in conflict with the people. At times it'll put you in alignment with leadership. At other times it'll put you in direct conflict with leadership.
Straight
You see
discipline.
what I'm saying? So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Whereas for her, you know what I'm saying, she moves whichever way the people are. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, there's no real there's she's only as good as the administration. You see what I'm saying? Whereas for me, it's resolute. It's not to any one person. It's to the realm. You know what I'm saying? And in the early days of democracy, you know what I'm saying, because of our chosen paths, you know, people like me and her would never talk to each other. The army doesn't come into the Capitol. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? The army never marches in on the Capitol. It can't be seen like that. You know what I'm saying? This is a democracy. Hence why the leader of the army is not a soldier. The leader of the army is a civilian, you know what I'm saying, called the president. You see what I'm saying? But we don't take oath to the president. We take an oath to the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when General Milley and them was saying, yeah, come 12 o'clock on the 15th, we tossing his ass up out of that damn White House. Don't y'all do shit. They couldn't get his ass the fuck up out of that White House fast enough. And so that leads into why you should vote. You know what I'm saying? The reason why you should vote, and this is because I keep saying Donald Trump is the gift that keeps giving. His presidency is the gift that keeps giving because it woke a lot of our people up. A lot of us were asleep at the wheel when it came to voting. We checked out of our most basic of civic responsibilities, which is voting. And so having, you know, re-engage, that's what we got to do. We got to re-engage in the voting process. We got to get back into making ourselves known, and being representative. Hence, and because we don't do it is why you get people like Donald Trump in these positions that they're in, and Republicans saying the same things that they're saying. Understand something, people. This country was attacked on January 6th. That was an attack. Okay? They you had some people who literally went into the Capitol building and wiped their shit on the wall. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people, most folks don't realize it, but a lot of those Trumpanzees, you know what I'm saying, they came from here, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, had the largest participation rate of Trumpanzees on January 6th. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yeah,
And
we had a couple local people. The Mercer County had a couple local people that was made the news.
the dude that had the Confederate flag, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
in the Capitol, he was from New York. So
yeah.
people gotta understand, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like what we got going on here and what are where we are, and you know what we're, and also being aware of the fact that we're the only ones who will ever experience the end of prohibition on cannabis. It's going to happen in our lifetime. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I was gonna ask you that too, if you compare this to prohibition, because I'm like, it's
Yeah, yeah.
so similar.
The thing is though is that it's like, you know, like what I see happening is almost like the same thing that happened when it came to the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
White folks decided they wanted it, they snatched it, and now we got lottery. But there's no compensation for the black people who built that whole fucking thing up, who started that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
None. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happened in the cannabis industry. We make up less than 4% of ownership and ownership representation in this industry. White folks that came and snatched this shit.
Well, how do you
You know
think
what I'm saying?
that's gonna affect? Are they making? Well, I can't say are they making, but are there laws on the table? Preventing discrimination when it comes to.
There are now, like, that's one of the things we fought for to get to make things happen in New Jersey, you know, especially with our adult use program. So we do have a thing called social equity,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like in New Jersey, you know, like New York, well, in New Jersey, 30% of all licenses shall go to minorities, women, veterans, and so forth, right? So we've got, you know, 30% shall, right? In New York, 50% of all licenses
Mm.
may go to, you know, black and brown veterans
One
and everything
word.
like that.
One
May
word
Right.
changes.
versus Cal.
I take
That's that
I
lawyer.
Uh-huh.
and all of us know. Uh, wait a minute. I'll take 30% of shall over 50% of may.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because nah. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Don't try to catch me on the okey
Excess,
doke.
no, all that stuff, no. And the thing about it is that what we did, first of all, we did this through ballot referendum, meaning we voted for it. We
Mm-hmm.
changed the state constitution, you know, and we broke the record when we did it.
I
You know,
remember
when
that.
New Jersey voted for it, the previous record was 60%, and that was California when they did it through ballot referendum. New Jersey did it with 67% through ballot referendum. Now, here's the thing. We did not want to do this through ballot referendum. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That would be the only change I would tell people. You know what I'm saying? We fought in tooth and nail not to get this done through ballot referendum, but it's the way things worked out. So,
So
because the thing,
why don't you want to do it to ballot referendum?
so ballot referendums are dangerous because, you know, what happens is you're taking all the ills of the industry, everything, you know what I'm saying,
And hinging
and
it
you're
on a
putting it
vote.
into a yes or no question.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? Whereas uh, legislatively legalizing for adult use, legislatively doing it is like literally a line by line itemization of what is going down. You take the people are part of that. You know what I'm saying? You fighting for that. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You fighting to get that line, all those itemizations on there. You know
Your
what I'm saying?
word may versus shall, and
Yeah,
shall versus may.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember the first version of of our legislative bill that they rolled out. Do you realize these people told us that this was the best bill in the whole country? In the whole country. That's what they said, Bert. That's what they said. But they said the whole country. This the best bill in the whole country. And out of 96,000 words, not once was social equity mentioned at all.
Wow.
Yup, not at all, nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But it's the best bill in the
It's the
country.
best bill in the country.
Right. See how they
Yeah.
see how
Let me give you some flowers first, so you feel like you're good. Let me squeeze some honey on your lip, just so it tastes a little extra sweet, and then let me rip the rug from underneath you at the same
And
time.
that's exactly what they listen. And so we had to fight. You know what I'm saying? So what we have now, you got it. We have, we have a social equity program that's gonna get that's gonna receive tax funding for it.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. Even our new state agency, the CRC, it's it's headed by a woman who's a colleague of mine in the fight for advocacy, Diana Waynu. So we have a black woman. The director of diversity and inclusion is a black man named Wesley McWhite. The deputy executive director is another black woman. The director of communication is a black woman. So listen, you know what I'm saying? When you look at, we have a black man as a commissioner, one of the 5 commissioners, and we have a Latino man and a Latino woman as one of the commissioners, and one white woman as a commissioner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you look at the way the new Cannabis Regulatory Commission is set up, from the top down, it says social equity, and that's me. I always think social equity is, representation in policy making, representation in administration, representation in enforcement, and representation in the business. That pretty much constitutes the rooter to the tutor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's difficult to get people, and it requires us to think 4 or 5 generations down the road.
Absolutely.
And it is very difficult to get people to think 4 or 5 generations down the road when you live in an instant gratification type of society, such as the one we live in.
Yep.
And mind you, I'm in Trenton.
Yeah.
So it's even worse here because, like you look at the way our city council is, you know what I'm saying? You look at the way, they don't like the mayor because he's gay. Like we had a city councilwoman who held a anti-hate speech rally, and at the anti-hate speech rally, they called the mayor faggot and Jew boy. So wait a minute, let me get this straight. You had an anti-hate speech rally
to just spew hate. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
You can't. So this is what I mean when I say, the time for oxymoronic politics is over.
Well, I mean, essentially, we got to go back to, what the founding fathers and the forefathers, on their tip, like they thought well past the people who were currently living. They were like, I wanted this to last past my existence. And
which is why, me too. Listen, it's a common word in my business paperwork is a common phrase. Terms that are used are direct line descendants in perpetuity.
Man,
those are things.
So look, funny sidebar. How about we were just looking at our homeowners association, covenants or whatever. And in the perpetuity section, one of the things stating, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to the effect of, unless unlawful by the state of Georgia, this is in effect until 21 years after the death of the now living descendants of Queen Elizabeth II. That's forever. That's forever. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's funny. Not to bore y'all with the legal side of things, but when it comes to property and perpetuity, property is like one of the hardest subjects to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many covenants and all that type of stuff, and language like in perpetuity. What does that mean? Like we know what that means, but like we're just saying it's like a life estate. Then you have like what's the word I'm looking for? It's it's the rule of perpetuity, something. But anyway, to make a long story short, like they complicate that joint. It's super complicated to know because nobody can really explain the
Anything.
rule of. It's the rule of something. I
Well,
forgot what it's called.
but see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is what I've learned. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? That what is it about your life that will cause you to have to use those words?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not around other business people, entrepreneurs, millionaires, you know what I'm saying? You don't hear, those are where you hear those words tossed around the most.
Mm-hmm.
But not within our own communities like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't teach our kids capitalism. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism is not something that we teach. And so I know for me, you know what I'm saying, I realize that, the conversation is starting to change for me, as I progress and evolve. I'm just not talking about it the same way that I was when me and you first met, Bert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think about that shit all the time because I did my first event at your place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was my first public event. You know what I'm saying? Bringing and if you go back to that event and you look at all the people I had there, if you was to see where they are today,
it'd be amazing.
Yo, I had some heavy hitters up in that.
I'll take it even further than that. Remember sitting on the back porch in the middle of the night after an event.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we got lit. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
That was even pre-event. That was even before the event.
I was gonna say that was before we were doing anything. That's what I'm saying, Bert. Like this effort goes way, 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 way back. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And there's a lot that goes in. There's a lot of stuff to. And my point is this. Let me end it all with this. 83% of our state legislature is white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 83%. All right, and the people that look like us, majority of them are older than us. They're from the black, so they still say. So to get what we got, as much as we got, fresh out, remarkable, fellas.
Heck yeah.
Fucking remarkable.
Heck
you know what I'm saying? Fresh out. There's a lot of things. The only thing and the other thing I would warn people about is that all this stuff I'm talking about was on a state level, but I can't duplicate myself on a local municipality level. And that's where we see the biggest hiccup. That's where the holdup is on a local municipality. Because you got 160 something municipalities in New Jersey, and 2/3 of them said no.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? 2/3, and more than that. You know what I'm saying? 3/4. You know what I'm saying? A quarter only said yes, and so we're limited. You see what I'm saying?
Because they don't want to have to deal with the ramifications of a yes.
Well, they got NIMBY. They still say devil's lettuce. They still say gateway drug. Not in my backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They still got that going on because they're not. Black church people ain't the only ones who are misinformed about this.
Oh, I'm sure. But the crazy thing is they push so hard, to, I guess, spread this perspective, but it's happening whether you wanted it to happen or not. And
the train has already left the building.
Well, I'm not even talking about the progressiveness, or the progression of the industry. I'm speaking just in general of people already partaking. It's already happening, and it has been happening, so whether you want it to or not. So whether you think it's the devil's lettuce or whatever you call it, the wacky tobacco, it is still going to happen. So listen, suck it up and move on.
Fastest growing demographic of users in my space, old people.
Heck yeah.
So it's like you're like, come on, you go to a dispensary, they show up by the carload. That's who your regular customers are.
I believe it.
Saying? Like
what past what age? What's old?
Old is like 55 plus.
Okay. Dang. And that ain't far.
55 plus.
That's what you consider old, man? Come on now. We could go a little bit higher than that.
Hey, bro, I'm
Huh?
42. I'm
Now I
47.
think at 55, I think you get AA, you are qualified for AARP. So
At 55?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. I think
What?
Yep.
it's actually at 53. I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I mean,
But
I'll take it. I just, well, okay.
so
So look,
so
let's
the
say
thing was,
this.
go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. What you about to say?
Now I was going to say the term I was looking for was called the rule against perpetuities. That's just
Ah,
one of those tricky things in real estate land law that like nobody can really explain how it works. But that you actually recited it as it is. Like that's the rule against perpetuity. Um, but switching gears a little. Oh, you was going to ask him something, Bert, before I
no,
switch gears.
I was gonna switch gears and ask about because I know you guys are heavy building the infrastructure within the cannabis industry. If you could touch on that a little bit, because I want to give our listeners and viewers, just we want to give them cake crumbs. We want to lead them there. So if they were interested in getting involved, for someone who is just, I guess, out of it and not very informed, all they
Right.
can think about is, oh, well, either, I'm going to buy it on the black market, or, I'm going to invest in some random stock for some company that I know nothing
Yeah.
about. How can they get involved, and, what is the particulars about the infrastructure that's being built in New Jersey?
So first things first, I would say if you're going to get involved, you need to get yourself educated. You know what I'm saying?
And where could they
So
do
I
that?
would go. I would first invest in yourself. Spend $20. Go get a book called How to Succeed in the Cannabis Industry,
Okay.
written by a woman named uh, Dashida Dawson. Okay, you can get it on Amazon. All right, and the reason why I say that is because you know, read the book, write in it, do everything the book says it says to do. And the reason being is because us cannabis people, when we're around each other, we literally speak an entirely different language. Bert, you've heard us. You know what I'm saying? We speak a completely different language. And what that book will do is it'll help you learn what that is so that when you're engaging with someone such as myself or any of my colleagues, that book will help you to be able to verbalize exactly how it is that you want to move in the space,
Mm-hmm.
if at all.
You enjoying the
You know what I'm
conversation?
saying? And then the second thing I would say to do is to join an organization like M for MM. You know what I'm saying? You want to be around those people who have been putting in the work.
Now,
Especially
What
with
does the acronym stand for?
minorities for medical marijuana. So go to minorities, the number 4. I'm sorry, damn. No. I'm sorry. It's M, the number 4, the letter M, united.org. That's the website. Join that organization. We've been doing the work, but we're also people who look like us that are in the space, and black owned doesn't mean black only. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And I think people have to understand that as well, especially when it comes to how you do this here. The second thing about New Jersey I would tell you is that understand if you're someone who has gone from kind of curious to kind of serious in the last couple of years, you know what I'm
I
saying?
like that.
Then this is the way, you need to know who's who and what's
Mm-hmm.
what. Because if this was a television show, I'm in season 12, episode 4. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? You're in season 1, episode 3. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert. It's not a gateway drug. That's the season 1 finale. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? In season 12, the things that we're talking about is, first of all, we don't make the distinction between cannabis and hemp in season 12. We're talking science, technology, engineering, art, math, STEAM, not STEM. You know what I'm saying? And the establishing and cultivation of international trade routes is happening right now. We're trying to solve import export challenges that will be coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you guys are aware of this, but this was the year that cannabis, medicinal cannabis out of South Africa became the #1 import in the UK. You know what I'm saying? That's how much weed they bring. They took over, they beat out sugar and,
Wow.
textiles and all that shit. They import more weed from South Africa into the UK than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So again, and for those of you who live in New Jersey, I mean, you're sandwiched between the #4 media market in the country and the #1 cannabis consuming city in the world, which is New York. New York is #1. New Delhi, India is #2. Karachi, Pakistan is #3. Los Angeles is #4. And Chicago's #8. New York and Chicago did 1 and 8 with this shit being illegal. You know what I'm saying? So again, these are all those things, and the way being that things are tribal here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And these tribes have chieftains and shamans and warriors and village elders, and I mean, goddamn it, we even got village fools out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We do. Y'all know who he is. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Take a guess. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that like we're chock full of them all. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, all these people. What happens is you get people who come from out west. You know what I'm saying? Especially companies and whatnot. And what they do is they send insensitive little white boy twerps who are tone deaf. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize, there's certain ways in which we move and operate here. You know what I'm saying? And we have customs and courtesies that we all adhere to. Mm-hmm. Because cannabis, and as far as culturally here in New Jersey, we're not defined by state lines. You know what I'm saying? It don't work that way here. There are certain nuances to this area that you have to live here in order to know. Mm-hmm. For instance, people in New York, they come to Jersey to get their cigarettes. And people in New Jersey go to Pennsylvania to get their cigarettes. But people in Pennsylvania and New York, they come to Jersey to get their gas. It's a normal thing for someone to go from Philadelphia to New York every day for work. Matter of fact, it's people that go from DC to New York every day for work.
And DC to Philly,
it's a regular thing.
Very much
so. Saying? Within a 250 square mile radius of Trenton, New Jersey, you're talking 27.5 million people. And 20 million of them are over 21.
Yeah.
So when you talk about this right here, especially with this game, you know what I'm saying, and the way things work here, there's so much more to this that we're not thinking about, we're not time appropriate, our people, because we still saying gateway drug and everything. While the rest of the world, they're moving on this like no one's business. And listen, the long money is really in industrial hemp, fellas. That's the real money. That's the real big money. That's the trillion.
Because you can turn that into textiles, and you can do all kinds of other things with that.
Absolutely.
So, I always find it funny that although we're physically moving forward, we are essentially moving backwards, which is a good thing because, just like our I read this book a long time ago. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it was called The Alphabet and the Goddess. Don't quote me. But we're talking about using symbols to communicate and how we lost a lot of that pre-language communication skill set when we switched over to a linear alphabet with letter, essentially pictures that are letters that are associated with a sound. When strung together, create defined things that are, whereas opposed to a picture that it does a concept. And we've gone back to that with emojis. We could hardly use any words. We could just go and have a whole conversation with emojis. So I say the same thing when it comes to, this industry and just how we're moving as a humankind, a species. There are people that are tapped in that realize how we were doing it long before the onset of Western civilization was better. And we need to get back to that, i.e., using industrial hemp for textiles, tapping into the earth and Mother Nature for what she has to offer. Is gonna find and prove to be far greater result and productivity route than what we're currently doing, forcing things together.
Right now, the cannabis industry, like a lot of other industries, has a plastics issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can get that solved
You said a
using,
plastic issue?
yeah, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like everybody, packaging and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? If we could solve those issues using industrial hemp, you know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. It's all biodegradable. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's stronger than steel. It's antimicrobial. It's fireproof. You know what I'm saying? You could have 3 harvests a year, 3 to 4 harvests a year. You know what I'm saying? It takes a beating. If you want to clean up, if you want to clean up contaminated ground, just plant a bunch of hemp, sucks it right on out of the ground. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these are things that, like this is what can be done right now. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that we're in our own way at this point. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people
Aren't we
this.
always?
Yeah, you got two types of people in government, right? You got Jetsons and you got Flintstones. And those designators transcend race, religion, gender, and more importantly, those designators transcend age, because
Mm-hmm.
there's some
Is
young ass Flintstones out there,
Mm.
it
and you know
transcend
who they
party
are.
line?
You know who they
Oh
are
yeah.
based on the words that they use. You
You
know what
hear
I'm
that
saying?
question, Leo?
Does it
Huh?
transcend party lines?
Yes, politics. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like for instance, I think Republicans are going to steal cannabis legalization federally from Democrats. You know what I'm saying?
Because the
Just
Democrats can't get
because.
out of their own way.
Yep, Democrats are
Too scared
again
to
the
take
black
steps.
church. This is the
Yes.
black church. You know what I'm saying? The source code for it all is the black church. That's why I don't
Mm.
look at the NAACP or the African American Chamber of Commerce. You know what I'm saying? They're just symptoms of, the source code is really the black church. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so for me, it's like, and I've always said, look, I'm at a point now where, and I said this to the NAACP, that I really wish you were here. I mean, I wish you were here. I wish you were involved in this in a very meaningful way. You know what I'm saying? But understand something. I said I wish you was here. I didn't say I miss you. There's a
Mm.
difference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you have shunned me for so long. You know what I'm saying? That not only have I learned to survive without you, but I'm thriving. And so, what's my frame of reference here? You know what I'm saying? If you mad at me, what? You ain't gonna do business with me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't do business with me now.
Mm-hmm.
If you mad
Yeah.
at me, what? You're not gonna talk to me no more?
You don't
Well,
talk to
shit,
me
you don't
now.
even talk to me now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, do you know who the NAACP the cannabis industry is?
Hmm.
It ain't the NAACP.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's Minorities for Medical Marijuana.
Wow.
Do you know who the African American Chamber of Commerce of the industry is
Hmm.
in New Jersey? It's the New Jersey Cannabis Business Association,
All
not
right,
the
write that down.
AACC.
Yeah, write that down in the notes. Bert, what is it? What is it called? So the
The New
people will
Jersey
know.
Cannabis Association.
Yeah, and the president is a black man.
Wow.
He turned it into a chamber of commerce in spite of. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like, you know, like, like seriously, what is my frame of reference? You know what I'm saying? You know, and so I'm, you know, like at this point, you know, like I realized a long time ago, it was through advocacy is how the business revealed itself to me. And so I realized a long time ago that I'm gonna have to become that which I've been screaming about. It's a necessity now.
Mm-hmm.
It is necessary for me to, because if I'm gonna bring forth this change, I gotta come from a place of credibility. I have to have done it. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing people, you know, especially folks from Jersey. I got to see you do it first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You better know what the hell you talking about.
Yep.
Don't just get your ass up here saying you the so and so, the such and such, and blah blah blah. Nah. Not these cats around here. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I move the way I do, fellas.
Got you. So that was a great question, Bert. Leo definitely answered. I was going to have that was my question, but it's a lot longer. Bert was a lot more verbose than I would have been, but I like the way he presented it. So
hey, like
all
I
right,
said, man, I'm here. Like ask me anything. I tell you everything I know and what I've seen so far. Just based off of the ways in which I'm moving. And I say this humbly, right? humbly say this. You know what I'm saying? Just Google your boy. You know what I'm saying? You'll see. It's all there. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you be proud of me. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm you know.
We are proud of you. We are proud of you.
Thanks, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like really and because this is the way I see it, right? This is how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? When I say Google me, YouTube me, all that stuff, search me out, read about me, read all the things I've done, and then ask yourself, has Leo provided you a better rate of return on investment than a suicide? Because you spent $4 million on me, tax-paying citizen. That's how much it cost you for me to go to basic training, for me to go to AIT, for me to be trained in satellite communications, microwave communications, CIS. That is what my security clearance is. That is all the TDYs y'all sent me on. That is all the contracts I got with L3 Communications, with ITT Systems. You spent about $4 million on me. How it look?
I'm still here.
How you feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about
you look high, brother. That's how you look.
But
high on life.
High on life. High on life. You're not dead though.
Yeah.
You don't got both of us high through the screen. That's some strong weed, whatever you smoking.
But I'm
so I got a question for you.
You're at 22. You get 22 a day of those.
Yeah, that's true.
So you tax-paying citizen, if you spent that much on me, you know what I'm saying? How much, what are we really doing here? I mean, seriously, what are we doing? You know, like every day when I was in the Army, every day they beat in you. The American people paid, taxpayers paid for that. Hey, Bridgewater, don't fuck up that Humvee. The American people paid $30,000 for that Humvee. You fuck it up, you get fucked up. That's how they talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You're reminded how much the American tax-paying citizen pay for everything
that you do. Yeah.
That you do. Yes. Yeah. Including the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the bed you sleep in. Y'all pay for that shit.
Yeah, pay just for all of that. Yeah.
Come home and off myself.
Yeah.
I think I just gave you a better return on investment. You just got a better this time on the phone or whatever on this podcast. This time with me was a better rate of return on investment than a suicide.
What you said, King Bethea? You said, "'Tis better to be seen than viewed," huh?
Than viewed, yeah. I took that from somebody. I don't know who I took it from. Did I take that from you? I was like, I'm gonna use that. I'd rather be seen than viewed. So Leo, on a much lighter note, because you done shot some heavy stuff, some very informational, very informative, very educated. We're gonna definitely connect. Obviously, you got the connection with Bert. Bert would talk about you for at least 3 months, at least, bro. It might, we need to get Leo on the show. So I'm glad that you finally here. But on a much lighter note, what's the best? What's the best weed smoking movie, or what's the best movie to watch while you're high? Either or. Answer both questions. What's the best weed movie about smoking weed, and what's the best movie to watch while you're high, in your opinion?
The best movie to watch while you're high is Friday, and the best movie about smoking weed is Grandma's Boy.
I never saw that.
I never saw Grandma's Boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all going? What's her name? Betty White? No, not Betty White. What was Everyone Loves Raymond's mom?
Oh, you talking about Pam? Oh, Everybody Loves Raymond's mom. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name, but yes, she is crazy.
Yeah, she's grandma in that movie.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say How High, D.
How High?
Yeah. We met the man and Redman. It's purely hilarious to me. That's all. It's nothing,
It's funny as hell,
yeah. But, and I'm talking about the original one, not the remake. I ain't seen
it. So the reason I asked him that, well, one, Leo been dropping the
knowledge,
guys, the knowledge. But I'm not really a weed smoker, so I just wanted to see what, if I partake in it one day, what movie I should watch. You said Mama's Boy,
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy. But you know what though? A movie you should watch is called The Grass Is Greener. It's with Fab Five Freddy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah. A mentor. They did a segment on a mentor of mine. It's a man named Branson. You know what I'm saying? He's a legendary.
Branson from New York that been dropped in all the rap songs. He made the I gotta see him because I heard his name in thousands of raps, but I don't know his face, so I'm gonna go watch that joint now.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I'm actually going to. He's a mentor of mine. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm going to be tapping in with him tomorrow. As a matter of fact, speaking of tomorrow, so tomorrow I am going to be doing a fireside chat, just a one-on-one with Gary Chambers from Louisiana.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yep, in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going to be doing like a one-on-one. It's a fundraiser event, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be doing a one-on-one with him to talk about, his run for Senate in Louisiana, and all things that, like are important. Try to, get this man some money, you know what I'm saying? So we can get him elected. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
So yeah, that's going on tomorrow. So
tell them the time so they could tune in.
Yeah.
No, it's
live.
It's a private.
It's live in person.
No, it's not. It's not going to be broadcast or anything like that. It's
okay.
It's a private,
private event.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you can get here. Let me see. I want to. Bert, I'll text you the link.
Okay.
Okay. I'll text you the link so that you could get it out there for folks to maybe want to donate. Gotta get this brother in there, man. You know
yes, sir.
He looked like one of us, y'all.
Yeah, I know who he is. He went viral for something he did. I think I follow him on Instagram actually.
Yeah, he caught that chick. He was talking to the school board.
Yeah,
he was pouring his heart out, and he caught that chick shopping. She was shopping.
Yeah, I do remember that. He did go off on her.
Yeah,
he's making waves national. I think he was on the Breakfast Club too. So I think he's been
making the rounds.
Yeah,
he's been making the rounds, and so it's like good. Like it's important that we talk about the way things work. I want to, get his perspective on, like, when it comes to, legalization and, can you take it beyond getting people out of jail? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, we're doing that here, and I'm not saying it don't need to be done, but remember when I said thinking 4 or 5 generations down the road? You know what I'm saying? That's really what I want to talk about. I want to hear, because I want to hear him touch on those things, because once he gets the job, the things that he's going to be doing are going to be addressing 4 or 5 generations down the road. You see what I'm saying? And this is a critical time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't one of those times. This ain't one of those things where, we're saying, hey, look, cannabis legalization federally is coming. What do you think about that? What do you think? You can't be on some, we'll talk about that later. Nuh-uh. We only get one shot at this. It's never going to happen again.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So please
if you
tell
miss
me
it, you miss it.
you got way more to say other than getting people out of jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to say more than that. We want, like, that's what I challenge people when they talk about cannabis legalization, because all Black people do is talk about jail. Okay, but we got automatic record expungement. You know what I'm saying? This right here is happening. These, white folks are mobilized, and I ain't mad at them either. I'm not mad at white folks for being more mobilized than we are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at them for wanting to finance themselves and each other. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad at us now, because now we got carve-outs and laws. You know what I'm saying? We got diversity, inclusion, all that stuff. It's on us now. At this point, as much shit as I might talk about white folks, I have to be able to talk the same amount, if not equally, if not more, about my own people. And my own people can be the worst at times. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we can.
My own people can be the worst at times. Just like white people have their own people who could be the worst at times.
Yeah.
Just like Latinos have their own people who could be the worst at times. You know what I'm saying? Indians can have their own people that's the worst at times. You know what I'm saying? Asians, same thing. The thing I love about cannabis,
it's a human condition versus a racial or ethnic condition.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going with here. We got a lot of people who are conditioned to be a certain kind of way. Think about it.
Yeah.
When Shirley Chisholm was talking about young people, and she was like, these young people ain't gonna take this, and these young people. This was like in the 60s, the late 60s, when she was saying this shit, right? When she said young people back then, that was like somebody who was like 14 to 15 to 25. That's who were the young people, right? And it's the late 60s. How old are those people today?
They're in their 60s and 70s now.
They in their and they're in office. You see what I'm saying? Like, look, there's a lot of things about the way, there's a lot, like the way of doing politics, the old way. That shit about to be over with, son. We ain't doing that no more. Not like that. No, sorry, buddy.
Well, let's drop the mic there. I think because we could go on all day about this.
Yeah. We gotta have to bring you back, brother.
Yes, because this is a very interesting topic. It's hot right now. We loving it. We loving all the stuff, and I'm sure Brother Leo has way more that he wants to drop on y'all. Definitely,
we ain't talk about World War III yet.
World War III.
Ukraine. You got the, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'll just say this. Whenever someone asks me my opinion, right? And I want you two to start doing this too, all right?
Okay.
Before you go into whatever your opinion is, you preface everything with, understand something, people. I'm the black guy in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
I understand.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna survive this bitch.
Past
Okay,
the first scene.
when you because when white folks ask me that shit, I always look at them like, hold up, you do realize I'm the black guy in the movie?
Yeah.
You sure you want to know what I think?
Exactly.
Because I don't think you prepared to hear what I would have to. I'll tell you, but sorry, but Taliban, Ku Klux Klan, you know what I'm saying? All these ends, they all look y'all look and sound like the same to me.
Mm-hmm. And y'all looking at me the same way.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna survive all y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that like just before you turn and say, Leo, what do you think? Hold up. I don't know if I'm supposed to feel something for you, but I am the black guy in this movie. So
what do you feel for me?
Yeah. All right, we can drop the mic on that. I am the black guy in the movie. I'm gonna start saying that just generally speaking to some people. Like,
do it.
do
it. Watch. I'm the black guy in this horror movie. Okay? That's the black guy. You know what I'm saying? LL Cool J was the only one that lived.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, listen, we told y'all that we always gonna be laughing. We damn sure didn't mince no words today. That's for sure, right? Brother Leo, if nobody else, spoke his mind and sharing what he knew about the cannabis industry, about veteran affairs, all those beautiful things that life has to offer, and understanding that not only the three of us, but those of you that look like us are definitely the black man in the movie. So
in a horror movie.
In a horror movie. Exactly. But from our perspective to yours, please y'all take care. Smash that like button, subscribe, do all those wonderful things. Check us out on all of our handles. Definitely check Brother Leo out and all he is offering up to this world. And we're gonna catch y'all on the flip side. We definitely gonna have Brother Leo back for another chat. And we'll put that information about the fireside chat right there in the comment section, so y'all can check it out too. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we're gonna chat with y'all later. Peace.